Alright everybody, I'm hoping I can help you out with how to set up to be able to do your score and your clock for the water polo and for the basketball and various other things that we've got where you actually need to be able to start and stop your clock a lot. So in graphics 1 generally, when we're doing the hockey, we have both the timer and the scoreboard. Okay, the scoreboard, if you've clicked on that layer, actually has all of the places where you can enter in the scores and people's names. You just click on what it is that you want to change, and as long as you've got auto push down here, when you click off of it, it will automatically put that up on screen for you. Okay, but we need to be able to get into this timer and be able to enter the new time. If we've missed a timeout or something, we're slightly out of sync, we need to be able to do it in here. Okay, so what I'm going to suggest you do is right click on this layer and you'll see copy or move it to graphics 2 here. Okay, so we've now got the score in graphics 1 and the clock in graphics 2, which means that we can actually leave this layer open and we can use the start pause button here should we need to do anything, and we can quickly jump in here. Sorry, I'm going to put that on minutes and seconds as well. We can quickly jump in here and we can change it to 5 double dots 00. Okay, and then we can start it in here, and you can see over here that the clock is actually running down. Okay, so to have that layer open, you actually need to have it in a different graphics, but it means that the person who's sitting with you or doing the clock and the graphics has only got to jump to there, go down here, hit pause, type in what they want, 8 double dots 00, and then we're good to go again. Okay, you will need, let's just quickly run down this for anyone who's never done the clock setup before. You will want it on count down from. You want it to count down from in minutes and seconds. Then you obviously want to enter in your start time for the quarter, which let's assume is 6 minutes. 6 double dots 00, and you can see over here that that is immediately done. So as soon as you click off it, it autofills. What you want to do is to reset on hide. Okay, it's not going to make a lot of difference if you've actually been jumping backwards and forwards, but if it is just a straight 6 minutes and you've kept up with it, what that means is when you, at the end of the quarter, pull off the graphics up here, it will actually reset it back to 6 minutes. Obviously, if you have changed this down here to 3 minutes and 20 because you got out of sync, you will actually need to turn it back to 6 minutes. You then want to come down here, and this one is a pain in the rear end, and I have actually told Livestream about this. The enable turns itself off when you turn the HD51 or the laptop or anything off. So you actually need to go in every time, turn this on, click on there, turn it blue, enter the backspace button and click off it, so that backspace will now actually start your time over here. So you can use a keyboard to do the stop and start, and you only actually need to get into this layer if you need to change the time. Oh dear, we've got out of sync, need to go back into this layer, take out a couple of seconds and make it 50, click off it, and you can see over here that it has now gone to 50. Then you can jump back into your layer for your scoring. Okay, now I personally don't like the layout of this scoring. I think it should have team, then score, then team, then score, and then at the end quarter. So what you do, leave the first one if you like, go into the second one, click the down arrow and delete the column down here, delete column, and just go right the way through and do that with all of them other than your first one. Delete column, delete column, delete column, where are you? Delete column. So we've still got 1 in here. Then go in and add a column. We want to add a text column. Okay, so add a column, add a text column. And you see that it splits it off over here. Right click, double right click on that word and call it whatever you want. So I'm going to call it score 1 because I want score 1 to be relative, and I'm going to change that one to team 1. Okay, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to add 0 in there, and let's just add Bob in there so that we know that we've got a team name. I'm going to add another column. Double right click, I'm going to call it team 2, and we'll add in Fred. Going to add another column, text column, double right click, call it score 2. Score 2, add in another 0 so that we know it's a score, add one more column, and we're going to call it quarters. Oh, got me cap lock on. Alright, and we'll add number 1 in there. So that's a much nicer layout from my point of view. The question is, how is it looking over here in the feed? Not looking too great at all. So let's open this layer up by double clicking on it and go full screen. Now, down here, this is where all of those things that you've just added in are. So if you look in here, it says team 1, score 1, team 2, score 2, quarters, okay? So we can actually get rid of all of this stuff that's on there now. So if I just click on the main panel here, and I can start going into these and deleting them. Okay, use the little X up there, get rid of player, you leave those teams there, we'll get rid of match altogether. We can get rid of that little, oh no, actually what we'll use that for the clock in a minute. Okay, so I generally put that up the top, and we put the clock up the top there. Alright, so there is our team 1. Let's move that along. In fact, it's a lot easier if we do it this way. Click on this box and make it a little bit smaller. So by getting hold of the end up here, we can actually make that box a bit smaller, or if we go back to its original size, by clicking in the settings up here, we can crop it. Okay, so we need to click on crop, and before you click on anything else, you've actually got to grab that bit down there, and we can keep it the same height, but we can shorten it up a little bit. So maybe we're just using a 4-letter team abbreviation. Okay, so when I now click off over here, it's actually lost that bit of the blue bit that was back here. We've cropped it off. Okay, now we can actually pick it up. Let's move it back over because we want it in the corner here, and if you want to be able to see your, where are we? Over here. That's where we are, over this side. That's your title safe on screen. So we actually want this to be right in the corner of the title safe, and then we'll bring our clock down to be somewhere similar to that. And again, we need to go in and crop that because it's overhanging at the end here. So we'll go in there, click on crop, and before you click on anything else, drag it back a little bit, and we'll line it up with this end. Alright, click over here, we're off everything now. So I'm going to click on team 1, that highlights it. Now I can move it. Okay, now we're going to want that a bit bigger than that, aren't we? So let's stretch the box that way, and stretch the box that way. Go back into, in fact, let's make it fit a bit better at the top as well. There you go. Go back in there. Up the top here, the font that you want to use and the size of the font. If we make the font something a bit bigger, let's say 36, no, 48. We'll go with 48, okay? It's nice and big down here now. What we want to do though is crop text within box or fit text to box. Okay, either. I would fit text to box. So let's do that. Now we've got a nice size. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to stretch team 2 along. We're going to stretch team 2 down. Let's not get too tinky winky with this one. We'll go size 48 again, and we need to fit text to box. That way our text should be the same size as long as we only add 4 in. We'll go back to our little list down here, and let's grab score 1. Add that in. There it is up there. Okay. I'm just going to, come on now, move it down and then add in the other one as well, which is down here, which was score 2. Because I'm going to show you a little shortcut in a second. And I'm going to add in, again from this list down the bottom here, quarters. And I also want to create, because in the quarters box we will just have a single number. So I want to create the letter Q to go next to that. So I need to come down here and create a text layer. Okay, it says create your text up here by clicking on it. I'm just going to go in there. I'm going to make the text size 28. At least I think I'm going to. 28, please, up here. Why won't you let me make you 28? Okay, because it says fit text to box. So the box is so big that I can't put 28 in there. So we want to crop text within box will be fine. Should be. There we go. Now it's got a lot smaller. Okay, so we've made it 28. So the quarters I also want to make 28, otherwise they're going to be a different size. Okay, and we need to then add in the letter Q in this box. So that's capital Q. There it is. That is going to go somewhere at the, come on now, there we go, somewhere at the start of our clock setup. So the Q is going to be roughly there. The quarters is going to go next to it, and then we're going to have score 1 and score 2 that will end up in these yellow boxes over here. All right. The other thing that we do, sorry, let's do it while we're here, add in another text layer. So down here, we've clicked on that. It's brought another text layer up here. We're going huge this time. Okay, so we're going as big as we can possibly go. Let's go 300. And the letter that we want is the full stop. Okay. And again, go back in here, fit text to box, and there's our full stop over there. It's not that big, is it? Let's see whether we can go maybe 600. So we'll actually type in 6 for 600. That's a bit better. So what that little dot is, in fact we might need to go a bit bigger than that. Let's go again, let's go 2000. No, it won't let us do that. Okay, let's go 900. It's still not the biggest in the world, is it? I'm sure we normally make them bigger than that. Oh, there we go. that's a bit bigger. So the problem is that I can't squeeze that box down anymore. So I need to go in and change it to range from the bottom, center of the box. So that's range it to the bottom, range it to the center of the box, and we're going to add a color to it. Okay, so the actual full stop itself, we're going to make it red. Okay, so we should, oh come on, no, you're not going to let me do that, are you? You've gone too big, Paul, you've gone too big. We're going to need to make it a little bit smaller than 900. Let's go with 700 and see whether that works for us. And maybe if we still too big. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, started off so well here. Fit text to box. Right. Cool. Let me squeeze you. No, I'm thinking we must still be too big, so let's bring it down again to 300. Right, that's better. There you go. The box was just too big. So we also want another one of those, so let's just copy it and paste it. And there's another one of those. Only we want to change the colour on this one to maybe blue. So again, up the top here, change the colour to blue, click off it, and then we're going to move that across. There we go. Up there. Go on, get up there. You get the general drift of what it is I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to get two colours in the boxes like that. In fact, we're going to get rid of that one now. We're going to duplicate that blue one because we made it a bit smaller. So we'll copy it, and we'll paste it, and we'll go back into the settings. Sorry, no we won't. We'll go back into the settings, we'll make this one red. Alright, that way they should both be the same size. Yes, they are. And we can place one down the bottom and one down the top, and that way we have a team colour. Alright? Now, where I was trying to get to here is you're looking at something that says score 1 and score 2, which are way too big to go into these little yellow boxes over here. So let's minimize that screen again. Okay. But you can see over here on your preview that you've actually got the zeros. So if you pick up what it says score 1 but keep your eye on the 0 over here on your preview, you can move your 0 down. You can see it's a little bit too big, so we need to make that text smaller. So let's go in there, let's change it from being 70 to 60. There we go. Still a bit big, so let's do it again. Let's go back in there. We're going to change the settings. And let's go with 48, as that's the one that's being offered. Cool. Now over here, it will actually fit. So we're still getting hold of this box over here and moving it around with our cursor to get that 0 nicely in the middle of where we want it. Then we're going to do the same with score 2 over here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to make it 48. There we go, 48. Click off it, and then we're going to pick up the box here with our cursor by holding down the left cursor, and we're going to watch the preview screen and get your 0 in the right place. Same thing with the quarter. It is over here, it says 1. Okay, so we're going to pick up this box and move the 1 so that it is in the right spot. Oh, come on. About there. Okay, so we're now going to close that graphic layer, and we're going to turn on graphic layer 2 up here in preview, and we're going to push it on screen as well. Come on now. Wow. Where are you? Graphic 2. Will you not show if we've got that open? No, it's just having a funny 5. Why won't graphic 2 push up? Where is our clock? Ah, okay. So in graphic 2, let's open up graphic 2. Let's make life easy. Go to the presets. Okay, so we're on that list again. We're going to presets, and we want minutes and seconds, this one here. So click on that one. There it is. So we're going to do basically the same thing. If we've got preview turned on over here for graphics 2, you can actually see that it is showing in the preview over here. So we're going to pick up what is here, this box, and watch the preview. Right, got to click off it first. And you can see that the 550 is way too big to go in there. But if you remember, I think we made it 28, did we not? So let's make it 28. Click off it. It's become a lot smaller over here now. We're going to pick up this box again here. We're going to move that down and get it in the right place for our clock. Now we could actually put it all the way up the other end of the box, or we could put it where we really would like it, which would be about there. Use your arrows if you want, go up and down. So about there is where we want it. Let's go back to that other layer and we'll crop that box in a bit further. So the box that says quarters over here, click on that. Let's crop it in a little bit further. And hopefully this time when we jump out of there, our box fits the time and the quarter a little bit better over here. Alright, I'm sorry if that sounded a little bit long-winded. I do not make educational videos particularly well, as you can tell, but hopefully that has shown you how you can actually adapt your own line here so that Bob and his score are easy to see, and Fred and his score are easy to see, and the quarters. And it looks like the only way that you're going to be able to do this is to have that layer open in graphics 2 and that layer open in graphics 1. Okay, that should allow you to use your backspace and start and stop your clock, and it should allow you to be able to jump in there really quickly and change the 46 to 40, click off it, and it updates your clock. Okay, hopefully that has pointed you in the right direction. Thank you for joining us. Bye.